Okay, so herkese iyi akşamlar. Hoş geldiniz. Good evening everyone, good night, welcome. Our lesson is starting now. Dersimiz şimdi başlıyor. Oh, evet, güzel. So, what will we do today? Bugün ne yapacağız? Bugün küçültme ekleri hakkında konuşacağız. That's what it means in Turkish. Küçültme ekleri. In English, they call it, if I'm not sure if that's how it's pronounced, but diminutives. In Turkish, we call them küçültme. The Turkish name already suggests the meaning. You know, küçük means small, and küçültme is making something small. So, diminutives is a way to small or to make something smaller, as in to make them sound smaller. First, we'll see a better description and how it works in the introduction chapter. Then we will see the suffixes in Turkish. So let's start with this introduction. So as I was saying, that's the linguistic terms, but in case you are not familiar with it, let's also have our cat here. Kedimiz de burada baksın. The simple way, the normal way to explain it is, it's a way to indicate that something is small, cute, or you feel affection towards that object, that person, that animal. Yes, not only smallness, also cuteness, also affection. Smallness is just the first meaning of it and the most common one, or the one function people know the most, but it also indicates cuteness, or sometimes it can indicate sarcasm, or it makes the importance less important, like it lessens the importance of something. And how does it work? As I called it a suffix, in most cases it works as a suffix. But that of course depends on the language and depends of the type of the diminutive. By the type I mean small or cute or affection. As a general explanation, in most cases, you basically attach a suffix to the root word and make a new word from that, and usually it's the short version, but not in all cases. Actually, at least in Turkish, when you attach the suffix, the word becomes longer. Maybe I should probably delete this. It will cause confusion. I just realized. It's not always the short version. And now, from the languages that I am familiar with, there are these examples. So in English, as we all know, like cat becomes kitty, dog becomes doggo, doggo I think, I'm not sure, maybe doggy. And in German, they say die Frau, and I'm not pronounce it. You can see the examples. They have these lane suffixes or chen suffixes, and then in Dutch they have these ye suffixes, sometimes etje suffixes. You can see all these examples. And in Portuguese, like, they have these inha and inho suffixes. Okay, depending on the language, there are different suffixes. I'm sure most of the languages have these suffixes, have these diminutive concepts. Okay, so as a little note, it's not only a suffix, sometimes it works with names. These different versions of names, wait, John, yes, These different versions are also technically considered diminutives. Oh, okay, mouse, goodbye. Sad, but it happens. Okay, so I think we all know what diminutive means. Smallness, cuteness, affection. There are three main meanings. And depending on the context, sometimes it can be sarcastic, sometimes it can be lessening the importance. So now let's move to our main goal, main subject. Diminutive suffixes in Turkish. Let's talk about them now. So there are mainly 4 different suffixes. They have different versions. You may see them being used in different forms, usually in combination with other suffixes such as possessive or dative suffix. But these are the roots of them. These are the 4 main diminutive suffixes. So there will be like 4 different chapters, sub-chapters. We will talk about all of them. Some of them are common, some of them are not common, or some of them important, some are not. So we will see that here. So we are starting with cık, which is the most important and actually most common. I'm sure you all have seen this if you watch Turkish movies, Turkish TV series, like usually with affection or endearment, or usually calling something small, like yes, minicik, küçücük. These are actually good examples to the list of Turkish part that I will explain in a bit. But first, let's see the description or how it's used. So it is attached to nouns, proper nouns, adjectives, and the cardinal number bir, which means 1. That part is important because not all diminutive suffixes work with all different types of words. You need to kind of memorize and remember that. Okay, but so cık is very common. It is used with nouns, proper nouns, adjectives, and the cardinal number bir. Just that one, not the other numbers. And it indicates smallness, and that meaning, depending on the context, it could be small in size or small as in importance, as in less important. And when you say something is small, you can use it as sarcastic. And then affection. And of course, I have 2 important rules, especially for beginners, because as you can see, I keep typing them in uppercase letters because that means there's some vowel harmony rules, like 4-way vowel harmony, and it is also known as I type in some books. So it can be cık, cik, cuk, cuk, and also consonant hardening. Consonant mutation is also what it's called, like çuk, çik, çuk, çuk. Remember this as the fundamentals of Turkish, like main principles of Turkish. Just keep that in mind. The uppercase letters indicate the vowel harmony and consonant changes. So now, actual examples. Let's talk about examples. Now you can start giving examples. So Jason already had examples: minicik, küçücük, farecik. I'll go with farecik. So the root is fare, which means mouse, and then we have farecik, like little mouse. Is it already built in çocuk and küçük? No, because if you remove the diminutive, or if you count it as diminutive and remove the suffix, ço and kü has to mean something, but they don't mean anything. So, no, they are not built in. Parçacık, that's a nice one. So parça is piece. Parçacık, I mean, I would call it little piece. Little piece. But it has a name on its own, like a particle. Exactly, particle. Sometimes they can have their own words. Reiscik. Nice, that's a good one. Also about devcik, maybe it's time to explain it now. This one is usually used with things that logically indicate like small things. A giant is very big, so you wouldn't make a giant smaller. It like contradicts logically, contradicts the meaning. Or for example, büyük, which means big. So you wouldn't use büyük with this diminutive. So you wouldn't say like, I don't know, büyükçük. That doesn't work. So how about small fish? I mean balık, fish, balıkçık, small fish, balıkçık, exactly. Would you be able to say that like as an ironic joke? Maybe. Reject. Good example. So now I want to show this Turkish movie character. Like there's a series of movies about a little kid. The quality is very bad because these movies are very old. So let me first, I'm trying to pick pictures. Yes, I found one. So let me introduce you to this little kid. He is Sezercik. His name is Sezer. Is Sezer. But in movies, even in the movie titles, he is called Sezercik. There are some famous movie scenes from his movies. Maybe I can find that real quick and send in the link. Sezercik. Fıstık, I think. Yes. You can watch this in your free time. Okay, he is very famous in the Turkish movie culture, movie history. Okay, so let's go back to our table. So yes, you can add this cuk suffix to indicate smallness, cuteness, or affection. Let's talk about them. Before that, there's this, cağız. You maybe can say it is the same ja suffix and then combined with is, but the meaning is different. So I wouldn't say that's the same suffix or they are related. Mavimse, yeah, it's coming. Birazdan geliyor. We'll talk about that. But first, cağız. What do you think the cağız suffix mean? Like, if I say adamcağız, kadıncağız, have you ever seen any example of that in books, movies, etc.? Okay, I guess now you are going to learn something new. And it actually makes sense why you haven't seen it, because it's not that common in daily speech. You need to watch lots of Turkish movies and read lots of Turkish books, because it's only, or mostly, not only, mostly used in books and movies. Wait, not this one, wrong copy. I mean, in real life, you can still hear it. I heard it before, but not that common, I guess. So it indicates a feeling of strong pity or sympathy. Like when you pity a person, but that doesn't mean negative. Okay, pity can be negative, like I pity you in a negative way. Like you are feeling really sorry, you are feeling really sad about that person. Like you have a sympathy for them. They are in a bad situation and you feel sorry for them. It's that kind of pity. Kediciyiz. Yeah, I think kediciyiz sounds funny to me, but technically correct. So in most cases, these are the most common examples. Kadın, adam, çocuk. So kadın, woman becomes kadıncağız. Poor woman. Adam, man, adamcağız. Poor man. Çocuk, child, çocukcağız. Çocukcağız. Poor kid, poor child. Oldukça, I don't think so. It doesn't, because that's dıkça. It's pronunciation of yes. In most cases, it goes with jazz, like adam jazz, or kadın jazz. In most cases, it goes like this. Kadın jazz. Sometimes it goes as kadıncağız. Karısının onu terk ettiğini duydum. Adamcağız. No, not that way. I mean, the position of it is not correct, or that sentence is not how we use it. So we will say, poor guy lost his wife. Adamcağız karısını, or adamcağız karısını kaybetti. Çocukcağız, no. The is not biz. It's a full suffix like cağız. Çocuk, cağız. Yeah, it's misleading. Don't fall into that trap. It's a suffix as a whole with this, like, let's change the table. Don't fall into that trap. It's not is at the end, it's cağız at the end. Okay, and one more time about the pronunciation. Sometimes, I mean, the way I say it would be kadıncağız. Kadın, kadıncağız. Or sometimes kadıncağız. Kadıncağız? Yeah. So, that soft G is actually never pronounced in this case. I don't think anyone ever says kadıncağız. Most of the time, in most cases, people will say kadıncağız, kadıncağız. I'll finish the topic, then we can do a quick recap. Engin. So, final suffix.